Welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas, and happy Veterans Day. Today we're at the 22nd annual Phoenix Veterans Day Parade, honoring and celebrating our veterans who went above and beyond to serve our country. Arizona has been celebrating our veterans through the Phoenix Day Parade for more than 22 years. Sponsored by Honoring Our Veterans organization and financially supported by community members, the Phoenix Veterans Day Parade has been successfully growing over the years and has become an iconic event. The 22nd annual Phoenix Veterans Day Parade, where we're honoring and celebrating our veterans and military members. Joining me now is Paula Padine, coordinator of the event. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So talk to us a little bit about what the spectators and parade goers can expect and experience today at today's event.
So the experience is going to be fun because we have military vehicles, marching units, bands, novelty units in the parade. We have 4 large helium balloons, Uncle Sam, the Eagle, a Purple Heart, which is the oldest medal that our country gives to military veterans. We're expecting 40,000 spectators, and there's 2,500 people that make up the parade itself. So it really is a beautiful event. Our theme this year is Out of the Trenches, celebrating World War I, because it was 100 years ago that the signing of the armistice took place, which we thought was going to be the war to end all wars. And unfortunately, we know that that was not the case. So here we are 100 years later, still in conflict, but celebrating our military and our veterans that have given a portion of their lives to defend our freedom.
We're signifying the end of World War I. And so what we wanted to do at University of Phoenix is show what it was like in the trenches. It was a rough life. These people, these soldiers that lived in the trenches for years on end. And you know, it was not a very easy life to live. So we wanted to signify the importance of what it was to bring them out of the trenches and bring them home.
When people are along the streets cheering our veterans and waving their American flags, it just does something to let the veteran know that what they've done in their military service is okay. It's not easy. It's not easy. And they leave the rigors of war behind, and they get this wave of healing through the gratitude and thanks and the recognition that parades bring.
And those words that you said, healing, gratitude, hope, those are really just embodied in this type of event.
It's the number one reason we do this parade. Our veterans have told us that it helps them heal. So that's why we do this every year. It's about them, it's about the community, and bringing us all together. You know, that's what we need. We don't need divisiveness, we need unity.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again so much for everything that you've done here and are doing, and thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Thank you. And if they want to volunteer, our website, phoenixveteransdayparade.org, there's volunteer forms, and we need help all throughout the year.
Awesome.
So
As you heard Paula say, just head over to the website on your screen so that you can get involved and volunteer and give back. Did you know that in 2017, President Trump proclaimed November as National Veterans and Military Families Month? During National Veterans and Military Month, we honor the significant contributions made by service members, their families, and their loved ones. We set aside this month to hold observances around our nation to honor and thank those for their service and sacrifice. We'll be back with more on Doing More right after this. Welcome back to Doing More. We're at the 22nd annual Phoenix Veterans Day Parade, and behind me are the U.S. Naval Sea Cadets. We're going to be joining 40,000 attendees later this morning to celebrate our veterans. More than 40,000 patriotic spectators are alongside the parade route, cheering and embracing our veterans and military members. Did you know that Veterans Day was first known as Armistice Day, established by President Woodrow Wilson in 1919 in honor of the signing of the armistice to end World War I? Then President Dwight D. Eisenhower changed the celebration to Veterans Day in 1954. As we wait for the parade to begin, let's see what happens when you bring together Premier Automotive, Tough Shed, Cox Communications, and Fisher House for the Stuff the Tough initiative. Take a look.
What's happening here today is we are, again, spending this weekend collecting items to fill this tough shed, right? We call it Stuff the Tough. And what we're trying to do is collect a lot of items that Fisher House needs. This is all going to support Fisher House locally here in Tucson on the campus of the VA hospital. We can help support the families of veterans who are in the hospital having treatment.
So the Fisher Houses originated with Mr. and Mrs. Zach Fisher. About 27 years ago, they came across an active duty service member whose husband was visiting her, and he couldn't afford lodging in a hotel. And then when Mrs. Fisher found out about it, her and Zach Fisher became involved. 27 years later, almost 80 houses, 10 slated on the way. It's been a great success and very helpful to our veteran and active duty service family members. We provide lodging thanks to volunteers and donations. We have a fully stocked kitchen. I mean, there's really no need for the families when they stay with us. And then the location that's provided, you're 5 minutes away. So if something happens to your loved one in the hospital, you can throw on your clothes and be out the door within a few minutes and be at their bedside when they need you the most.
Cox Communications is very committed to the communities that we serve. Through a partnership with a couple of our clients, which is Tough Shed and Premier Auto, we've created a partnership so that we can help out local veterans. So through this partnership, it was decided that the recipient organization would be Fisher House. We've invited employees in addition to just any member of the community to come stop by and drop off a donation.
The best part of it is it takes the worry out of everything for these families. They can just focus on their loved one that's in the hospital. They don't have to worry about a hotel, finding somebody to stay with. They don't have to worry about all the cost of food, when they're away from home for so long. The Fisher House covers everything. It's a great opportunity to benefit something that's very impactful for the city and especially for our veterans' families.
When Kelly and Gus showed us around the Fisher House and told us what it did, how it would help us with, being able to communicate with our families and not be so far away from them and this and that, I thought that was so great.
It makes me feel so proud and so appreciative of everyone saying thank you for their service and being there to support my loved ones.
These three wonderful organizations have come together to Stuff the Tough with all the items that we need using our wish list. So that's absolutely fabulous. This type of campaign really helps get the word out to help more families.
Veterans and members of the military, they stand at the ready 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They're ready to go every day, and we should always remember that. It's because of them that we have the freedoms we have in this country, and we cannot ever take that for granted.
The Stuff the Tough initiative provides a home away from home for our veterans and their families so they can stay together while undergoing medical treatment. You can always donate directly to the Fisher House website on your screen. We also traveled to Cox Communications to visit one of the employees who have served our country and whose work ethic, integrity, and teamwork align with Cox's values.
As we're going over the bridge, and I remember an Iraqi gentleman trying to warn us. He was waving his hands up and down and telling us, like, hey, something's coming up. And I saw him. I was a gunner in the Humvee at the time, but we were going about 50 miles an hour. So by the time I could even say anything, we were hit with an IED. The Humvee flipped up in the air, oil pan blew up everywhere, and everyone in the vehicle, received shrapnel. And I received shrapnel to the face and the back, and we were able to, my unit was able to get me evacuated back to our base, and then to Baghdad within an hour or two. And then the next day I was flown to Germany, Launcesville, Germany, to get healed up. But they did the surgeries and everything else right there in Baghdad. Served 4 years active duty, but I still wanted to be involved, so I joined the National Guard. And Cox gave me the opportunity to kind of do both. And it was they were very supportive of the idea, and they would move my route so I could go to drill weekends, and it was a great opportunity. Cox to me is, I thought about this. I was yesterday at the Cox Charities event. While I was there, I saw coworkers and friends that I knew when I was 21. So 17, 18 years ago, and I've seen their kids grow up. So when I look at Cox, I just don't look as a company. I look at it as like working with family and friends that have always been there for me. And then I've had disagreements and good times with, but we've always come together, and another reason why I've stayed with Cox Communications for 18 years.
Cox is proudly committed to support our U.S. military by recruiting and employing veterans, reservists, and their family members. What a great way of doing more for our vets. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. Today we're honoring our vets at the 22nd Annual Phoenix Veterans Day Parade, where we get to say thank you for keeping our families safe and free. Did you know the stripes on the American flag represents the 13 original colonies, and the stars represent the 50 states of the Union? The red stripe symbolizes hardiness and valor, the white symbolizes purity and innocence, and the blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Now let's take a look at how raising the flag pays tribute to our vets and military members.
When you're touching the flag, when you're honoring the flag, you have to see what's happening there. This is a special object with traditions. The flag represents all of the diverse and fine people of our country, but not only that, all of the people that have fought for our country, all of the people that are here today with all of these freedoms to do whatever they want.
I know there are a lot of families of people who have served in the military. They have had family members that we're honoring in memory of. It just has a place in everybody's heart. Cox Communications does honor our vets. There are a lot of Cox employees who are families of veterans or active military who are out there right now, and so as a company we try to honor them as best we can.
Raising the flag is very important because we are Americans. Cox Communication has been awesome for us. I mean, they contacted us about coming out to help raise the flag, and we're very honored that they give us that respect to give us a chance to represent Cox Cable and the United States.
This is the United States of America. This is our flag.
I want to thank the veterans, anybody that's ever served this country, and the families of the people that have served this country. Thank all of you so very, very much.
There's not an improper place to fly the American flag. It's a point of pride for me. It's a point of understanding that, you know, our veterans, people that have served this country for well over 200 years, people that have signed that dotted line saying, Uncle Sam, I'll give my life if that's what you require. You know, that flag means an awful lot to me and a lot of people.
The flag is so impactful. I'm one of 5 brothers, and they all served in one manner or another. And I'm proud of them for what they've done. And realizing as I got older and more mature that our freedoms are so fragile that it could end in any time. You know, anybody could take it over and then we're gone. So the flag is a symbol of freedom, and for our loved ones have fought for.
I'm here today because I wanted to celebrate the flag at Thunderbird Park.
The whole idea wasn't to just fly a flag over this mountain. Everybody gets to participate in raising that flag, because as the flag keeps moving towards the flagpole, it keeps going up in elevation. Everybody has a hand in it, and that was really, I think, what made this so special, including my grandsons. My 4-year-old grandson was one of those people in that group. So he may not remember it, but I'll sure remember it.
There's rules to this flag. The flag doesn't touch the ground. We take great care of the flag. There's preparation that goes into it. And that's why when you say, how do you honor the flag, or what does that mean to you, that's the reason why. This is something special, you know. This isn't some other country's flag. This isn't my club flag, you know. This is the United States of America. This is our flag. You know, this represents me and my community and my service, and you can't really underestimate that.
We should celebrate it daily than just because it's Veterans Day or because it's Memorial Day. It's something that we should be doing 365 days a year.
What a great Doing More community story. We also had the chance to visit American Legion Post 41 and attend the 3rd annual JROTC leadership event. Take a look.
Today we're having a competition for the junior ROTC high school. They're coming from throughout the state. We have schools from Yuma, Tucson, Sierra Vista, and local schools also that are meeting here. We have a total of 11 schools that are competing here today. These kids are the future of our nation. They're the future leaders, and this is a good way to express their leadership skills through these competitions. It started off as a Latino festival downtown, and then it just progressed to where we started sponsoring it. From there, this is our 3rd year doing it, and the competition is getting bigger each year. We started off with a small group of schools coming in, and now I think we're up to 11 or 12 schools that are competing for the junior ROTC.
There's unarmed exhibition, armed exhibition, so we're just spinning rifles, and the unarmed doing their own thing. Then we're taking the little civics test to see who can be the best school. I want to go into the Army branch because my ASVAB score is high enough, and I like to do the things my grandpa did. My grandpa, who's Hispanic, he was in Vietnam, and he was a recon sniper. A recon sniper is basically you scout the front lines, see for enemies where they are, and then where to attack from.
Sir, Maryville High School, Army, JROTC Armed Drill Team. Requesting permission to exit your drill pad, sir!
What makes them special is each individual. The individuals and each school is different. They have their own leaders, adult leaders that are training these kids in the leadership skills that they are required to have. We have Air Force, ROTC, Army, Marine Corps. The different branches are represented in the ROTC. So when these kids get done with their ROTC program, they may go into active duty.
So people from Corona came to my school and they were like, ROTC is an option, like it's pretty cool, you should do it. So then I came home, I told my mom, I was like, I want to do it. And so she said, okay.
She came home wanting to do ROTC for many reasons, and one of them was the opportunities that it was going to give her as a college student. It gives her a lot of structure, it's extremely positive. It has gotten her to do things that she's never wanted to do before.
I just want to thank all our sponsors that provided the funds for where these kids didn't have to pay for the entry fees, for the trophies that they're going to be getting later on today. I want to thank the executive board of the American Legion here, all my staff. I want to say thank you to them, and all these volunteers that are helping out today. I just want to say thank you to all of them.
What an amazing program taught by our veterans who continue to inspire and mentor our youth towards a bright future. We'll be back with more on Doing More right after this. Welcome back to Doing More. We're at the final stretch of the 22nd Annual Phoenix Veterans Day Parade. We got to experience the patriotic community spirit and the smiles and salutes from our veterans and military members. We also traveled to California where 10 finalists pitched their business idea for a prize. Take a look.
Quick Pitch is a celebration of entrepreneurship in San Diego.
Yeah, welcome to Sold Out Quick Pitch 2018.
It's named after John Watson, who was a TCA member who tragically passed away, and his gift to the community has been to fund much of this event. We've also brought in other partners like San Diego Venture Group and Cox who have helped us grow the prize money.
You only get one shot, do not lose your chance to blow. This opportunity knocks once in a lifetime, you gotta lose yourself.
I'm super passionate about it. I love the San Diego entrepreneurial scene. People here are great. I spent a lot of time in Silicon Valley as well, and I will tell you the people of San Diego are just fantastic.
You've got 25 to 50 grand
if you were going to invest that money in one company, who would you put it in?
The reason Cox wants to be involved in startups in our community is because this is really where the lifeblood of innovation comes to fruition.
So they'll spend up to 50% of their time emailing journalists, hoping that one or two of them get back to them.
We really wanted a really wide breadth and scope of age groups and different backgrounds.
At CB Therapeutics, we're unlocking the true potential of cannabinoids.
I think innovation is key to moving forward and solving today's challenges. I'm heavily involved in the Atlanta venture ecosystem, so I'm really excited to see what the startups are doing out here.
We're excited to be on this journey, and we invite you to be with us to individualize treatment for cancer patients.
This year the prize money is $75,000, which is a 50% increase from last year.
Axon is the device that's non-invasive and delivers targeted magnetic pulses to alleviate chronic nerve pain.
It's $50,000 for the first place company, $10,000 for the second place company, and $5,000 for the third place company. It's $10,000 for an audience choice, which is for the company that moves the crowd the most.
In the last 3 months, we moved over 1,000 families using Yembo.
Honestly, I didn't think that I would win the audience award, but it feels super awesome that I won it. We have a team of amazing people, and it's just not my win, it's like the entire team's work, so feel super proud of what we've done.
Feels good. I mean, honestly, I've been wanting to hold a big check. I think this is one of the cooler feelings in life. But no, it's wonderful. This will help us.
Can we get a drum roll? Can I do that? In first place, we have Neuralace.
It's incredible. The validation is amazing, and everybody that pitched today had amazing pitches. So I think the competition was pretty strong too. And I had multiple coaches. I'm usually a lot more like unemotional and like technical, and they taught me how to do what I did today. And so I'm surprised and I'm grateful, but I'm excited for our patients.
As we celebrate our veterans and military members, let's also be mindful of our fallen heroes. As the late Senator John McCain shared, may we all remember the sacrifices made by generations of Americans to secure the liberty we so often take for granted and that we celebrate today. We want to thank Paula Padin for allowing us to be a part of this very special event today. I'm Erica Cardenas. See you next time.